Let me try this. Namuamidabutsu is a nembutsu, as if to transform yourself because you give away for the Amida to save you. So there's a shift of consciousness. You existed and you are gone, and Amida to take over. That's simple. And when I say Amida to take over, that's the same as the law of universe or the laws of nature become one with you when you are gone. So if you see you as ego, beyond the ego, that's what I've been talking about. And in one of the videos I mentioned about a state of absolute being. So you're just one. Actually, there's no you. You melt into the state beyond you, meaning beyond ego, and taken over by the way of the universe. Which is miracle because of the way of universe we exist. So that's the experience of the miracle that happens when your ego is gone and self is melted into God, if you like. And if that's what happens, that's Eckhart, Meister Eckhart talk about the eye with which I see God is the same eye that God sees me. So observer become observed when observer is gone. So that's the shift of consciousness to become you become God, so to speak. Become the way of the universe when you are gone. I said this before in some of the videos. I don't know if I can find it, but it's the same thing. And I call it the eternal home that we arrive. Why I say that? It's the absolute state of being. When you are gone and taken over by Amida Buddha or the way of nature, whatever you call it. So beyond ego, beyond self. So there's nothing else. You're one with the universe. You're one with God. When the observer, self-observing is gone by the God through your eye to look at yourself, he's taken over by the God. That's the Meister Eckhart story. So the Namuamidabutsu is essentially the same, and the Krishnamurti, observer is observed, is the same, and it's the same with Samadhi. When you say Namuamidabutsu, you get into the state of Samadhi, no thinking, no ego. Then you get to that state. I said, a state of absolute being, which is one. One with the way of the universe, one with the universe. In my awakening experience, I said it, it's like having sex with the universe. There's some reason behind it, but I'm not going to go into it. But the whole thing is taken over by the energy. So observer observed this certain dimension. If the energy dimension is brought in because the mind and the confinement of the mind is binding us, tightening us. And that's a karma, if you want to call it. It's just the habitual pattern of ego to justify it with the mind. And no mind, no thinking, no self. There's no place else to go. You hit the absolute state. And what is the absolute state? That's where the miracle of the universe takes its action. So you are the miracle. In the Shin Buddhism, the Myokonin, that's what it appears that when they have called it Eshin, which is the transformation, the same as Satori in Zen or awakening, he let go of himself. Namu, let go of myself, Amidabutsu, to take over. And I'm gone. Observer is gone. Self-identity is gone. No mind. So there's nothing but the absolute. And there's no right and wrong, good and bad. It is as it is in the state of being. So I did Namuamidabutsu, Krishnamurti, Meister Eckhart, awakening, Samadhi into the absolute state of being, awakening. Nothing. In nothing is everything. Maybe this is too much to say in the video. But I've been talking this and this bits and pieces here and there. But this is kind of like a synthesizing the connection, the meaning, awakening, transformation, beyond ego, become absolute state of as it is when there's no conflict. There's no conflict because it's absolute state. So every time you say Namuamidabutsu, no mind, no self, Amida take over. Amida, the way of nature. That's the source of miracle. Why miracle? Why not miracle? How can you explain that you are alive? Why not? It's a miracle. Is there a sense of appreciation? No? Then you have the ego. I'm not joking. But it sounds joking. That's what the Tao Te Ching says. When we talk about Tao, if people don't laugh at it, it's not the eternal Tao. So you can say, this is paradox. Right. And that's what I've been talking about. There's a paradox between the brain and heart. Brain lives on his own with the ego at the center to do this, to do that. And heart is making all the life to proceed, and life and death, the way of nature, comes out not from your mind. Its mind is just separate. You can call it artificial state of playing. So that creates delusion and suffering. So in the case of Buddha, was sitting, meditation, Samadhi, empty, no ego. And that's when the awakening happens, and it happened. But it can happen as like awakening, satori, because of the confining thought. The mind is killing you because you're trying to escape, but you can't. Because you can't unless the mind dies, let go himself. Well, I'm going to go to sleep. You can think about what I said is a joke. It's a wonderful joke. Good night. It's not a joke.